of cooperation have been expanded, and we have all shown and demonstrated commitment and resolve to bring our two countries closer together.
Trade, higher education, security, energy and petroleum, tourism and culture were clearly defined as key areas to be widely expanded in the spirit of bringing both countries together. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Susan Wafa-Ogu, noted that the discussions were conducted in an atmosphere of friendship, brotherhood and cooperation. She, however, stressed the need for the resolutions to be vigorously pursued by state parties.
I have been informed that the discussions that ensued during the course of the day have enabled us to give a well-defined focus on the numerous issues that needs to be vigorously pursued to further expand the areas that the bilateral cooperation between our countries is based on.
Madam Ogu commended President Jammeh and his counterparts Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz for their keen interest in translating and ensuring the implementation of the protocols.
I wish to thank our heads of states of the Republic of the Gambia, as well as the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, for their foresighted approach and continuous commitment to ensure that the Banjul-Nouakchott relations are given the needed institutional support. It is in accordance with their wishes that we have committed ourselves to regularly engage each other and pursue diverse array of issues that are geared towards further consolidating the brotherly ties and cooperation between our countries and peoples.
The objective will be to ensure that we fast-track the implementations of the agreements. And then if you look at the sectors that I have mentioned, you will find out that we are not on the same level. There are sectors where Mauritania, Islamic Republic of Mauritania are far ahead of us. Likewise, there are other areas where we are far ahead of them.
The Gambia-Mauritania link dates back many centuries, as the two states and peoples share cultural, socio-political ties which continue to bind them in the 21st century. Samuel Ba, GRTS.
Well, in the quest to increase the livestock population for the good of Gambians, the Shepherd and Cattle Farmers Association of the Gambia recently convened a cross-border meeting with the cattle farmers in the neighboring Casamance, Senegal, to map out ways of curbing the alarming rate of theft in livestock. The call was made recently at a meeting held at Djibouti Selective Border Post with key players constituting the country's security apparatus and other stakeholders. Abdullah Baji picks up the rest of the story.
In their quest to increase livestock population for the good of Gambians, the Shepherds and Cattle Farmers Association wasted no time to work hand in glove with their counterparts in the neighboring Senegal to combat livestock theft in the region. It is the association's dream to transform the Gambia into a nation that would export goods, sheep and cattle, thereby creating an avenue for income generation in the livestock sector. Against this backdrop, therefore, the association recently convened a cross-border meeting with the livestock farmers from the region of Casamance, Senegal, to take a proactive role in curbing livestock theft in the region. Samba Dem, the cattle farmers president, commended the Ministry of Interior for the support they are rendering to them, something he said has reduced cattle rustling cases in the country. He also commended the Casamance delegates for responding to their call. President Dem revealed that his association has recovered 68 cattle for the people of Casamance in the recent past. The livestock officer for Gambia Livestock Management Agency equally commended the people for coming up with such a laudable move, all in the name of complementing government's efforts. The livestock officer urged the livestock farmers, especially the cattle farmers, to invest in their livestock and at the same time to liaise with the village Alkalolu to get the permit attestation for their livestock. The staff officer of the Interior Ministry expressed similar sentiments in thanking the association, describing their service as a sacrificial one. He called on the general public to recognize the anti-livestock rustlers' efforts in combating theft in livestock.
Organization of this nature really need to be commended, which is the Andrew Cattle Rustlers Association. The reason why we're devoting all our efforts, our activities towards them, is they are doing real sacrifice, as the police cannot do it all alone. In as much as the police cannot do it all alone, obviously we need people, organizations like this nature, who will be willing to go out there, sacrifice to ensure that security, people's life and property are well secured.
Commissioner Williams of Brikama Station, West Coast Region, described the service rendered by the Gambia Shepherds and Cattle Farmers Association as a worthy one, urging them to continue complementing the efforts of government.
Remember, whatever you do, you are complementing government's effort. In the long run, here can be a country in which we can be exporting livestock to other countries within the sub-region. So for you people, the association, I want to thank you very well for this, your gesture.
Commissioner of Operations Brikama Station stressed that it is everybody's business to combat stealing of any nature, while commending the association for their voluntary service to the general public. Several speakers, such as Councillor Lamid Jaju of Marakisa Ward, Aissatou Tukunyasi, the Jiboro Ward Councillor, and Ismaila Jallo, who spoke on behalf of the Casamas delegates, respectively, all commended the association and assured them of their unflinching support towards the realization of the association's objective of making a free livestock theft in the region. The Shepherds and Cattle Farmers Association expressed optimism that now the livestock farmers in the region of Casamance, Senegal, are ready to work hand in glove with them. The livestock rustling will soon be a thing of the past in the region. For GRTS News, I am Abdullah Baji.
The general public is hereby informed that it has come to the attention of the government of the Gambia that some Gambian students at Sharda University, India, under the generous sponsorship of His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya A.J.J. Jammeh, have continuously behaved in manners that have resulted in grave concern to the government of the Gambia and university authorities. Some students have been reported to have absconded. These developments, the release arts, threaten to tarnish the stellar image that hard-working Gambian students have laboriously built in many countries and around the world. This, the release continued, is unacceptable, and the government of the Gambia will not allow it to prevail, as such executive directives have been issued for all the students attending Sharda University to return home immediately, and that the cost of their return air tickets to the Gambia will be paid for by the Office of the President. The general public is being reminded that provisions of quality education to all Gambians is a principal component of the government of the Gambia's development agenda. Under the visionary and able leadership of His Excellency the President, opportunities for access to quality education continues to be limitless. Precious national resources have been used and will continue to be used to ensure that Gambians, regardless of their religious, political affiliation and social strata, are provided the opportunities to optimize their educational potentials. Therefore, all Gambian students abroad, particularly those under the sponsorship of the government of the Gambia, are being strongly advised to desist from activities that are contrary to what is expected from them, that is, to become good and able, noble ambassadors of the Republic of the Gambia. Time now to take our first break. When we come back, we'll take a look at news from outside the Gambia. Stay tuned then. Welcome back to GRTS News. After going through a rigorous test under the watchful eyes of experienced South Korean Air Force trainers and medics, Anna Koren finally succeeded in flying the supersonic jet fighter in Seoul. Let's look at this interesting report on Anna's first flight experience as a co-pilot.
This is South Korean military hardware at its finest. It's called the T-50, a training fighter jet that's creating the country's next generation of Top Guns. CNN was given rare access to the supersonic jet, and I was allowed to be co-pilot. The only problem, I blacked out twice during the training as a result of extreme G-forces, a physical force on the body from acceleration or gravity.
We have trained how to press, and we're ready Well, no problem. We will. Today is maybe you no blackout. Yeah.
Let's